For the next few videos, you are getting a lot of Dave. Trevor is in Florida with Adam doing the Pro 2 stuff. I need to finish the Supra or get as close as I can to complete by the time he gets back. I have been in California for a week. My grandma had a hip replacement, so I've been kind of helping her with that. I am going to, try to get as much done on this car as I can. So let's get to work. And, it looks like I need to fab up a downpipe. I need to put the BC coils on. I need to put the front bumper and everything on. Looks like Trevor got the engine and tranny in the car, and it's kind of just mounted in there. It doesn't have an intake manifold. I need to figure out what he did with the intake manifold. I need to paint that. I need to paint these valve covers, the center cover, and get it all ready to, all ready for you guys, because this giveaway is, coming to an end soon. And if you're not entered, go to MotionAutoTv.com and get yourself entered for a chance to win this bad boy, because whoever gets this thing, you're lucky. You're gonna be lucky. Finally got the starter bolted up. It took me a while to figure out what Trevor did with the bolts. I also finished putting the AC compressor on and the lines, and I pulled the valve covers and the cam cover. And what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna get them ready to paint. Also, what needs to be done is I sanded those headlights. I thought Trevor would have cleared them by now, but they're still not cleared. So when these get painted, those will get cleared, and then that'll be one step closer to being able to put the bumper on. I'm also gonna get all this stuff right here, this intake manifold and throttle body, ready to get painted. Just finished removing the fuel rail, vacuum lines, all the random stuff that was connected to the upper and lower intake manifold, as well as the throttle body. Those parts can be cleaned. The valve covers, coil cover need to be 320'd. After that's completed, I could high build everything. Once it's high builded, tomorrow I'll let it sit in the sun for a little bit, come and then 400 grit it. And then once that is complete, I could clean it, spray it all gloss black. I'm not exactly sure if I'm gonna paint everything the same color as the car. My plan is to paint everything gloss black, and then do a very subtle difference with a coil cover and paint the coil cover the same color as the car, just so it's not all the same color. It's all gonna be black, but when you shine a light on it or when it's in the sun, it will be noticeable. So I'm gonna get to getting all this stuff ready. And I tried using brake cleaner, then I tried using carb cleaner, then I tried using degreaser, then I tried using wheel cleaner, and it wasn't strong enough to get these clean. So what I did was I went home and I have some aluminum brightener. This stuff should get all of that grease and oil out of the metal. The aluminum acid cleaned all the grease off the manifold and the throttle body. Just finished 320, and then I hit everything with the scuff stuff. All this stuff is wet. So in the meantime, while I'm waiting for that stuff to dry, I'm gonna come over here, install this GK Tech shifter, and pretty much all this consists of is a bracket, a new shifter. There's a little nub that goes on the shift linkage on the CD09. And before I do that, I need to come in here, remove the automatic shifter, the bezel. Trevor got a new manual bezel. pretty much have the shifter all the way in. One thing you have to do is align the reverse lockout. I believe Trevor has this same shifter in his S14 and his other Supra. One thing I don't understand why the company hasn't fixed this. It happens on every single one of these we install. It pretty much just there's a bolt, and they're always cap heads. You can see it down there. Here, let's go. I'm gonna have to Dremel it, but you can see that it's rubbing right there when you only when you put it in first. And I'm gonna Dremel it out. But the remedy the company should, they should do is all they would have to do is all 4 of these bolts on the back side, instead of using button heads, if they countersunk them, it would resolve this issue and nobody would have any problems. But the button head just it is too too far down, and the clearances on this setup is very close on the bottom. Going to first, it doesn't really want to go in. You have to kind of jam it, and then it kind of wants to stick. So especially when you're banging gears, you don't want to have to worry about, you're going into first and then you're like having to use a bunch of effort to pull it back out. So I'm going to resolve that issue really quick with the Dremel, and no more automatic. The thing I had to do was the back bolt on this shifter. I flipped it over, and you can see how close it is up there. Well, you can almost see it is very close. So the other way, it didn't have that thread sticking out, was hitting the top of the tranny tunnel. So the shifter is all sorted. The drive shaft is now in. The adapter for the drive shaft is also in. This is all buttoned up down here. The only thing left, I believe, on the bottom of the car is coilovers and the exhaust.
I've been looking for a way out. I can't find my way now. I just need you by my side. Lately I've been thinking, baby, we could get away and never look back. Never look back. Never look back. No, never look back. Never look back. No. I've been thinking, baby, we could get away and never look back, never look back, never look back, no, never look back, never look back, no.
Got all the pieces primed and they are baking in the sun. All those parts are 400 gridded and they are ready to spray. So that'll be in the next video, these getting painted. The intake manifold's over there. It's nice and blocked out in 400. You can see it's a lot smoother than it used to be. This is the wastegate for the Supra. It has a 14-pound spring in it. This other tile wastegate has a 10-pound spring. I'm gonna flip-flop them. After that's done, I could mount that onto the exhaust manifold permanently, then mount the turbo permanently, and then make the downpipe, mid-pipe, and connect it to that Blitz nurse spec. I did change how tucked up the exhaust was. When I did have it bolted together and on the hanger, it it hung down quite a bit further than this. It was probably down about that far. So what I did was I positioned the tip in this notch in the bumper, and then I positioned this so it is nice and tight up against the subframe and nice and tight up against the diff and everything. I did cut this bracket off and then re-welded it. It was further down before, and then I added this little guy right here to kind of locate the exhaust so it keeps it nice and centered in this hole back here, or cutout for the bumper. And then I added this V-band right here on the end of that. So there was a flange right here, but I need to weld that, finish welding it once we get some more gas. And then the V-band right here. And then over here, I completed the downpipe, and then this is the mid pipe. But you can see that I was running out of gas right there. I have a 45 right here. I need to get a straight, which is what that's gonna be down there, another straight and a 45, which will locate me straight here again, and I can go directly into that. So it will be nice and tidy, and it won't hang down, so you won't have to worry about scraping the exhaust. Also, I made sure to have it nice and tucked up right here, and it barely will hang down lower than the frame rail, which will be nice. So up here you can see the downpipe is nice and tidy. I still need to either make the wastegate connect to the exhaust, or make it a atmospheric vent. But yeah, you can see how nice and tidy that is up in. It's all tucked nicely away from everything. It shouldn't have any issues, being too close to anything, getting it too hot. Once we get some more gas, I still need to weld the oxygen sensor, the factory oxygen sensor flange on there, and a wideband flange. And also, once we get some more gas, I could mount the intercooler and do all the piping for it. That concludes this episode of the Supra build. The car is coming together. The giveaway is coming to an end. So if you're not yet entered, head over to MotionAutoTv.com. Every $5 spent gets you entered for a chance to win this beautiful car. I just finished installing BC Racing coils. Whoever had the car before had Megan tracks on it. A Supra with Megan tracks, that's an injustice. So has brand new BC coils. Finished the downpipe. The exhaust is looking fresh too. I changed a few things on it. I really like how it came out. It's a Blitzner spec, but I modified it. So the exhaust is on point, the coils are on point, the paint's on point. I mean, whoever gets this car is getting, a really good example of a Supra, especially it's gonna be putting down some power, has a CD09, so you won't have to worry about a W58 braking on you. I mean, this is gonna be a really bulletproof car, and whoever gets this thing is gonna be really lucky. So if you like the videos, make sure to subscribe to Trevor's channel. I'm not used to doing his videos, but see you guys in the next episode.